At 2:30 in the morning, Marcus Reed heard a child scream beneath the Hayes Tower parking garage. The sound cut through the rain instantly. Sharp, terrified, wrong. Rain hammered against the concrete walls, water streamed down the ramps, and a black SUV was rolling backward with no driver inside. People froze. Security guards shouted. Someone yelled for help. Nobody moved. Not fast enough. The little girl in the white hoodie stood trapped between the SUV and a steel guardrail, crying, frozen, too scared to run. Marcus didn't think, didn't hesitate, didn't look around for permission. He dropped the mop bucket and sprinted. One step, then another. Then everything happened at once. The SUV picked up speed. The child screamed. Marcus launched himself forward, and 1 second later, the SUV slammed into a concrete pillar. The explosion echoed through the garage. Glass shattered across the pavement. Metal screamed. The impact threw Marcus hard against the ground. Pain exploded above his eye. Warm blood ran down the side of his face. Then silence. Only rain, only breathing, only the small trembling body shaking in his arms. Marcus looked down. The little girl was safe, still crying, still terrified, but safe. He exhaled slowly. That's when she arrived. Victoria Hayes, billionaire CEO, owner of half the skyline surrounding them. A white trench coat draped over a deep red silk blouse. Executives parted instantly when she stepped into the garage. People always moved when Victoria Hayes appeared, but the moment she saw her daughter crying against Marcus's chest, something changed. Not panic, something deeper, the kind of fear only a parent understands. She rushed forward, dropped to her knees, and gathered her daughter into her arms. For a moment she couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, couldn't look away. The little girl buried her face against her mother's shoulder. Victoria held her tighter, as if letting go was no longer an option. Only then did she look up, and finally noticed the blood running down Marcus's forehead. Their eyes met. The rain seemed quieter somehow, the garage smaller, the world slower. "You saved her?" Her voice barely worked. Marcus glanced toward the little girl, then shrugged once. Simple. Honest. She was scared. That was all. No heroic speech. No demand for recognition. No attempt to impress anyone. Just the truth. Because to Marcus, that was reason enough. He stood, picked up the fallen mop handle, and started walking back toward the janitor hallway. As if nothing extraordinary had happened. As if he hadn't just changed a family's life forever. Executives rushed around him. Security teams filled the garage. Radios crackled. Questions flew through the air. Yet somehow nobody seemed to notice the man walking away. Nobody except Victoria. She couldn't stop watching him. The quiet man disappearing into the shadows. The man who cared more about a frightened child than being called a hero. And standing there with her daughter, safe in her arms. Victoria Hayes felt something she hadn't expected. Curiosity. Because people like Marcus Reed didn't exist in her world, and she had no idea yet. The quiet black single father who had just saved her daughter had once spent his life rescuing people long before anyone knew his name.